Hi, I'm Alice Smith. I'm president of the Riverside Historical Society. However, I'm on a medical leave of absence, and Brittany Ray has taken over as acting president. I'll be back and resuming my responsibilities the 1st of June, so I'm looking forward to that. And thank you, Brittany, for all your help.
Welcome, yes. So I'm Brittany Ray. Regularly, I'm vice president of the Riverside Historical Society, and as of now, I'm acting president. From hearing from residents, especially at like township meetings, council meetings, things like that, a lot of folks were missing the positive press. So it was, in a way, a sense for us to bridge the gap and to have current events out there, but also have our own events out there as well. So each issue tells a little story about what's going on with us, and then we try and feature some events going on throughout the community of 08075, which is Riverside, Delray and Delanco, and then oftentimes I'll also add some county events in there as well.
We actually have a framed copy over there in the corner of the Lizette Gazette, and it was actually October 2019.
When it started and before COVID kind of took over, it was monthly. We would do one, have them out in local community places, delis, flower shops, things like that around town. Now I think when we resume it, going on in the fall, once we look to start resuming our own organization as well, we believe we'll do it probably quarterly, and it's available online for now. And then once things really start progressing event-wise, we'll look to do it in print again too.
And one of the things that we will be featuring in our May issue, we're going to start up and put Lizette Gazette online, is a donation that was made by Jackie Anderson in Edgewater Park, and it's an old map dated January 25th of 1853, and it's Bechtold's 4th edition of Riverside. It arrived in a brown paper shopping bag, all in pieces. And fortunately, we have been so lucky to have younger people stepping up and becoming part of our organization, like Brittany, with the talents of doing digital work for us. And Frank Pearson came, took the map, laid it out, started piecing it together. And so we'll be featuring that 1853 map in our May issue. We're excited about that. And there are some vignettes of homes that were built in Riverside in 1853 that we've never seen before. So it's really something special. Yeah, so we're excited to start opening up and getting back to resuming, everything, meetings and work sessions.
In each issue, we do, the front shows like what present day events are going on, and the back is always a look into the past. So it could be, for Memorial Day, we'll do something, with our soldiers that we've done with our banners, things of that nature. But my favorite part personally is we try and do a little touch of Lizette Zerberg. My favorite parts are always where we feature her, and just try and get her, piece together her personality. We've told a story about just the way that she would decorate, and going over, we have a piece in there about the mansion and just the rooms of there. I'm trying to think, we have a floor plan we featured one time.
We featured of the mansion in Delanco,
yeah. So just anytime that you get to see a look into the woman herself, that's really where I think where my inspiration came from to shine about that. But it's just a chance to look at history, not so much in a book, but to actually see it as a person.
I think she would have, for that time period, she would have been one of the key people in town, because she was instrumental in having their home here on Zerberg Way, Franklin Street, it used to be called, used as a hospital. So she would have known everything that was going on, and Brittany came up with the name Lizette Gazette, and I thought that's perfect, because she would, she had her finger on what was happening in town. So I particularly like when Brittany takes her photo that we've used on the front cover and puts like for New Year's for a January issue and puts like a Happy New Year crown on her. It just makes her more real, and I think people enjoy that.
We've done October, or we started in October, was her birthday. So the first issue has like a birthday hat, on her, because it's her birthday. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from people around town, as well as those from as far as Florida and California, because they really like to know what's still going on in town and share it with their own families as well. I think it's been positive. It's good when you go in a place and you've dropped off 40 to 50 copies and they're gone. Within a day or two. So I think it's definitely needed. It's great because we've gotten a lot of feedback from people that are in Florida and California that have moved away, and they really enjoy looking online and seeing what's going on. In more of like it's not really a newspaper, but more of just a kind of a download rather than to look at our Facebook page, or just another way that they can look back at their hometown and see that, it's still going and what's going on there, and maybe some things like the Memorial Day parade, things like that in regular times can still happen, and that they remember, and that they, might bring up a talking point to their families, now wherever they are. So that's always, for me, seeing how far the reach is. That's always like the fun part with history, especially Riverside.
We were so excited when we received the email from Marissa about receiving an award for our publication. It's an honor. It's an honor to be part of the county and involved in the history communities in the county. It's nice to be recognized for something that we're doing. And I know there are a lot of societies out there that do a lot of great work and are still collecting and archiving, their collections, and so it's an honor. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Thank you for recognizing us, and with our publication, we're able to recognize those that donate to us and give their stories so that we can record them for the future.
Well, we need to preserve our history. First of all, the school has a project every year, the third grade history report about your town. I believe it's required by the state that the children do something on their local history. So we make our collection available to them. Constantly have people calling us looking for information about their families that had lived in Riverside, and we have a whole room just dedicated to genealogy that we're constantly updated. The reason why we have work sessions for archiving is because at one time I knew where everything was located, and I find more and more as I age, I have to think about where I put that. So having an index card and with a subject matter, I can easily go to our catalog and pull up that information. So work sessions are important. Collecting our history is important. As you see throughout the community, all the old buildings, people want to know the history of those buildings, how many people worked at the Watch Case building. That's our landmark building here in town, the Keystone Watch Case Company. And of course the Zerbruggs, and of course our Lizette Gazette, that is Lizette Zerbruggs.
I think it's important to preserve because from my own experience with, asking my grandparents things, and as far back as, even my great-grandparents, what they don't think was important was actually very key and, anecdotal type or segments that I really bring you into kind of what it was like to live then, and I think it's important to preserve now because we think it's just a Monday right now, but in 20, 30, 50, 100 years, people are going to say, what was it like to live in those months after the pandemic? And it's going to be important to know, this is what it was like, and this is how we got through it, and it's just things that you don't think are, oh, today I went to the grocery store, but I had to wear a mask. I did this. It's going to be important down the line to know how we lived, and so that people can not only learn from the past, but also just empathize with it as well.